Good morning, young and sane fam. Welcome back to the Young and Sane podcast, where we have real conversations about trauma, life in general, identity, healing, and living life fully and authentically. And I remain your host, Tamarflourish. And today we're talking about something powerful: the power of the authentic woman, the power of an authentic woman, the power of authentic women, right? And last week was the International Women's Day, but this month is going to be an International Women's Month, right? Where women are going to be celebrated almost every day in this month. And yeah, we are here for it. Okay? Yeah, we are here for it. So let's get right into what we have today. Talking about the power of authentic women in a world that constantly tells women who they are, or who they should be. Choosing to be authentically yourself is one of the most revolutionary things you can do. But let's be real, authenticity isn't always easy. It's a difficult place to be, especially when you've been programmed to be a certain way. Learning that there is another way, which is called authenticity, is actually not easy to change, and become authentic, because it's something that you've not been used to, and it can be pretty difficult in this day and age because we have a lot of people living fake life, and the slogan is fake it till you make it, right? And so authenticity is not hard, it's not easy, rather it's not always easy. So many women struggle with fear of judgment. What if people don't accept me for who I am? When we talk about living authentically, then there is people pleasing tendencies, where women mostly have been conditioned to become people pleasers. You do not want people to be offended with you, you do not want people to be angry with you. You just want to ensure that everybody's feelings are in check. You make everybody feel okay and good. And then there's a pressure to fit into societal expectations. Am I too much or am I enough? Right? A lot of men have an expectation on how they want their wives to be. A lot of mothers have expectation on how a woman is supposed to be. Right? So it's just a lot of things. And if you've ever felt like you had to dim your light to make others comfortable, this episode is for you. So I'm speaking to you specifically. If you ever felt like you had to dim your light to make others feel comfortable, this episode is specifically for you. And today we'll discuss what it truly means to be an authentic woman, why authenticity is your greatest power, and how to step into your true self without fear. This is going to be a deep, life-changing conversation. So grab your journal, take notes, and let's get into it. Yes, so last week we talked about woman identity and power, which is almost synonymous to what we're going to talk about today. But yeah, we're going to highlight a few things that we did not talk about last week. So let's break it down. Who is an authentic woman? An authentic woman is a person who at her core knows who she is beyond the roles that she plays, who lives in her truth and owns her truth without apology, and she lives in alignment with her values and desires. But here's the reality of things. Many of us have been taught to perform instead of being real. Society has conditioned women, as I said before, to be likable even at the cost of their own voice, to be agreeable even when they have a different opinion, to be strong but not too strong, just be strong enough to give birth, to do the house chores and all of these things, but not strong to go against what the society is offering to you as your place. And over time, this creates identity confusion. You start asking, who am I outside of what people expect from me? What do I actually want beyond what I've been told I should want? And if you've ever struggled with these questions, you're not alone. You just have to know that becoming or finding your authentic self is not weakness, rather, it's your greatest strength. And when you step into your true self, you become a force, unstoppable, magnetic, and powerful. Authenticity is your superpower, right? And here is what is going to why authenticity is your superpower. Authenticity is your superpower because when you fully embrace who you are, three important things will happen. You will become unshakable, so you will know who you are. And despite the taunts and everything that people are going to throw at you, you outside validation of other people, you will know who you are. You will be unshakable in who you are. And when you even get validation becomes a bonus and it's no longer a necessity to you. And you will stop apologizing or explaining or explaining your choices to people. This reminds me of a story that Ife told one time. If you know Ife Dayo, the Diary of a Nigerian Girl, she told the story on her page one time that so when she used to work in an organization, she was so used to saying sorry before she make any sentence, or when she's called by her boss, she always apologizes for. She just says sorry because she felt like that's what she's supposed to say normally, right? And when she was working for this particular boss, when he would call her, she'd be like, "Sorry, sir." Sorry, sir. And he will be like, "Why are you apologizing? You did nothing wrong. Why are you apologizing?" She will say sorry again. Like she was just used to using sorry in all of her sentences, to start all of her sentences. And this particular time they had either a board meeting or a staff meeting or just something, and she wanted to give her input or her opinion on what they were talking about. And then she started with, "I'm sorry, oh, sorry, but I have to say this." And after the meeting, her boss was like, "Why are you saying sorry for giving your opinion about something?" He was really mad, and she could not understand why he was mad at her for always saying sorry. Like, this is how women are supposed to talk normally, right? Always say sorry before they speak, always say sorry when they show up, just like that. And then he told her, "You did nothing wrong. You're not supposed to say sorry when you've done nothing wrong. It's not supposed to be in your sentences. What are you actually sorry for when you're doing nothing wrong?" And it took her a lot of time to actually understand why starting her sentences with sorry was not really necessary and was something that was out of place even as a woman, even though society had conditioned, her to always say sorry because it makes her look respectable and good and nice and all of those things. But she has to learn that saying sorry does not mean that you're respectable or whatever thing it was going to portray to men or the society about you as a woman. And so that's the kind of thing that fully embracing who you are, getting to know yourself does, makes you unshakable. You don't shrink or apologize or explain your choices to people, your opinions to people, and all of those things. And another thing that embracing who you truly are does for you is that it makes you to attract the right kind of people and opportunities. When you are true to yourself, you attract genuine relationships and aligned opportunities that are aligned or that are specifically created for who you are. And there's a popular saying that goes that you do not attract what you want, but you attract who you are. And so when you step into who you truly are, and when you own who you are, your authenticity, you're going to attract the right opportunities for you. You're going to attract the right relationships for you. You're going to attract genuine relationships because now you're not wearing any mask and you're not pretending to be someone who you are not. Right? So you're going to attract genuine relationships and aligned opportunities. People are drawn to women who are comfortable in their own skin, and that's true. That's the truth. When you see confident women, People are drawn to them, right? And then another thing that owning your identity, knowing your authentic self is going to do for you is that it's going to help you to walk in purpose confidently. You will know that um you will find your purpose and you will own it confidently. You will own your own story and you will inspire, you will be an inspiration to others to do the same thing with themselves. And you will be confident in working in your purpose because you understand that confidence does not come from being perfect. It just comes from loving yourself, knowing yourself and loving this your newfound authentic self that has always been there but masked by layers of expectations and societal conditionings that you did not know about, right? And so this is what embracing your authentic self would do for you. So here's a question for you: are you showing up in the world as your true self or as the version of you that you think people would accept, or the version of yourself that's a duplicate of another person's or a photocopy of another person's you know personality yourself? If you've been hiding, it's time to step into your power because the world does not need a photocopy of another person. It needs the real you. And I've been saying this since the last episode. I hope it sinks into your mind and your consciousness and your subconscious at the same time. Now, here are 3 ways to step into your authentic self. Number 1, find yourself. Of course, how to step into your authentic self. Find yourself. And how do you find yourself? How do you get to know yourself? Understand who your source is. And for me, I believe that each of us were made by a creator. We originated from our source, the creator, the God of the heaven and the earth. And in Genesis chapter 1 verse 28, I think in 28 or 26, he said, let us make man in our image and our likeness, and let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, and all of those things. So he made you in his image and his likeness, and so he's your source. And therefore you look like him. So it therefore means that your true self is a queen, your true self is a princess, the daughter of your father, the creator of the heaven and earth. Your true self is like God. You are a mini God, right? So your true self is very big, and that is who you are. So first of all, you have to find yourself, and finding yourself entails knowing your source, who you were meant to be, who you look like. And then when you find yourself, you embrace the characteristics of this your source. So if you're like, imagine that you made, say, a book. Now, in making that book, you are the creator of the book, and you put in characteristics or different traits, in the book for it to be able to function for the purpose you wanted to function for. And so, after having identified your source as God, who is your creator, it therefore means that He has certain characteristics. If you're like him, he has certain characteristics that you're supposed to also have. And so you have to weigh all of that and begin to look into yourself. Everything in you that does not look like the characteristics of who you look like, you know that there's a problem there, and you have to weed it out. You have to remove it, right? And begin to work towards uncovering the characteristics that you have, like your source, like your origin, like your originator, like your manufacturer. All right. So I mentioned, first of all, find yourself, know your source. Find yourself by knowing your source. Now you've embraced, understood his characteristics, and then you're working to uncover or to be the characteristics of who you are, who you truly are. and now you are not going to, you're going to begin to heal from all of the traumas that are stopping you from either exhibiting those characteristics, or stopping you from becoming another person, or stopping you from owning, who you found yourself to be. So you have to heal. That's the third thing. You have to heal from the trauma. And then the fourth thing is walking in that authenticity. Walking, after you've healed from trauma, now you can walk confidently in who you found yourself to be. Own it. Own your uniqueness. Your uniqueness is going to play out because each of us have different personality traits, and we're not exactly the same. So you have a uniqueness that's defined to you, but you look like your creator and you look like your God. Your royalty, your worth, your value is intact, it's inherent. And so you're going to own this beautiful version of you that you found yourself to be, like God. And you're not going to apologize to people for who you are, in your uniqueness. You're not going to apologize for the ambitions that He has put into you. You're not going to apologize for the emotions that you have. You're not going to apologize. You're not going to start your sentence with saying sorry, but, or I hope I'm not being too much. No, you're going to be confident in who you are and own it. And also, to walk in your authenticity, to embrace this your authenticity. Now that you've healed, now that you've owned yourself, you're going to establish boundaries and not feel guilty for establishing those boundaries. Being authentic means that you're protecting your energy, your time, and your values. And if something does not align with you, it's okay to say no and not feel guilty for it. So repeat after me. You guys, repeat after me, because this is where most of us fall out. Repeat after me. Saying no to others is saying yes to myself. So every time you're saying no to others, you're saying yes to yourself. You're not rejecting them, you're just setting boundaries. And you're setting boundaries for the things that do not align with you. You're protecting your energy, you're protecting your time, and you're protecting your values, right? You're not rejecting people, but you're just saying yes to yourself. Now, embrace your voice and own your visibility, whether it's speaking up in meetings, showing up online, expressing your true feelings. Use your voice confidently. The world needs your perspective, they need your story, they need your light, they need your unique perspective. And you have to remember that the most powerful women are those who refuse to be silent. That thing that God has put in you, the potential, the talent, and all of that, use it unapologetically. Embrace your voice, embrace your talent, embrace yourself. All right, so here's my final message for you today. Your authenticity is your superpower. Stop hiding, stop shrinking, step into the fullness of who you are. Because when a woman is truly herself, she is unstoppable. Now I want to hear from you. What's one thing you're ready to stop apologizing for? What's one step you take this week to step into your authentic self? Let me know in the comments. I'm waiting for you in the comments. Also, you can reach out to me, my DM, at Tamarflourish on Instagram or Facebook. You can also check out for me, on social media, and send me DM as to whatever you want to discuss. You can also reach out on Instagram at the Young and Sane Podcast. If you have questions, concern, or just anything, contributions, you can reach out to us on these social media platforms. Alright, and also we are on YouTube, so you can reach out to us at Tamarflourish on YouTube, and check out the description for the spelling or the handles, just in case you need those. And let me just spell Tamarflourish. There's no space. It's Tamarflourish. There's no space in between. It's just Tamarflourish. So I would love to read your comments here on Spotify, on YouTube, under today's episode post. and let's keep this conversation going. And if this episode resonated with you, share it with another woman who needs to hear this. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the Young and Sane podcast. Also, follow us on Instagram at the Young and Sane podcast so you never miss another empowering conversation. Until next time, be bold, be real, and own your power.